Hello, my name is VSin, and this is a snapshot of Citizens of Earth. Now this game came out on January the 20th, 2015 for the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4, and PC in North America, plus most other regions. So, this is supposed to be the... how should I say? It's the game inspired by the Earthbound series. Maybe you know it at Earthbound, Mother, the game Ness is in, if you're only aware of Super Smash Bros., that sort of thing. So it's a sort of like world scrounging all over the place, running around, turn-based battle, that sort of thing. It's also designed in a... how should I say? The gameplay design is old school, shall we say. And for the most part, it's just trying to mimic it. Now, granted, the tone is completely different. Let me just quickly get the fuck out of here. Talent... where the fuck are you, Pilot? Pilot, get me out of here. Let's get over to the capital city.
Hope you went to the...
Alright. So let's get out of there, because I really don't want to get in a battle right now. I want to get around to doing a couple other things first. Come on. There we go. Loading times, I find, are a little bit more frequent than I would like, but the loading times themselves aren't too bad. Alright. So, my usual spiel, which is options. Save, controls, you can remap. This is basically... no, you can't remap anything. This is just... it shows you what the controls are. Challenges or just a whole bunch of different achievements and whatnot. No big deal. Settings I find a little bit bare. Mostly because apart from audio sliders, the only thing you have is text speed. And the reason why I'm a little bit annoyed by this is because there's stuff like, for example, in-battle quips by, like, the Vice President of the world and stuff like that. And there's stuff like having to go through all the attack animations and then having to wait for the Vice President to quip again. I'll have to show you in combat, but basically not having a lot more options to adjust the battles and the grindiness even is something that I actually find incredibly annoying with this game. And for me, even though I've only been at this for just a little bit over 6 hours, that to me is actually my biggest problem with the game right now, is the battles, actually, as in way too many of them. But before we get into that, I'm just going to walk around the world and just show you around. Because right now I'm on Chapter 3, Discover the Whereabouts. This is where the game finally starts to open up before it's very linear. Let's see here. Back into the menus, yay. So this here is just a list of all the various different citizens that I've run into. You can acquire them by basically talking to them, asking them, hey, what do you need? And then you do some sort of side quest. Like, for example, this guy... the bodybuilder, also you can rename them as you please, but whatever. This bodybuilder, what you have to do is you have to talk to him in his gym, and then you have to do a specific set of things, like the first thing you do is you swap labels on the dumbbells, so he accidentally picks up the wrong dumbbell, and then you stand on the opposite side of the mirror, so he thinks that you're the one with a muscular body and crazy shit like that. Like, this is an interesting side quest. There's also... this guy over here, Car Salesman, where his side quest is to do a sort of half battle, half race thing where you like race, go really fast, and battle something to regenerate your health and resources, and battle again. And this, you know, there's some interesting things here in terms of acquisition. But then there's stuff like, I don't know. I mean, getting characters I find is pretty interesting, but I also find it a little bit gimmicky. Like this guy over here. Bartender. His is basically press X with the right timing repeatedly until your finger starts hurting. Like, either way, you acquire them through different things. They all have somewhat different playstyles. Like some of them are more supportive, some of them are more offense, some of them have certain damage types. There are also slightly more unique ones. Like for example, Pilot. What her skill set is basically, you can see those 3 dots at the bottom of the big red box. Though that's the energy resource. That's what you use to use skills. I better actually get into a battle to properly explain that. But basically, what she does is her regular abilities to gain energy is just gain energy. And then she uses skills, and then she alternates between gaining energy and using skills. Whereas other people, it's basically they beat on people until they need to use their skills sort of thing. Also what you have is the talent system.
I'll place an order.
Now, the talents for each character depend on who they are. Like, for example, Brother, the one in the top left corner, it places an order with Fed Ups. Ha ha ha. Totally not. It's basically FedEx and UPS, but whatever. And in this case, you can just buy stuff on the fly, even though it's incredibly expensive compared to your normal orders from like visiting a shop. But
If you need anything.
basically, it's a whole bunch of different things. Like this guy over here, the used car salesman. It's basically how you can get a car and move around the world faster if you so desire. You saw me use the pilot earlier. She'll drop you in certain... It's basically fast travel. There's also the lifeguard who will let you walk underwater. There are other ones like Mother, who is just a guide. Mascot, who can change the difficulty of stuff, and so forth and so on. That's basically the point of them. Now let's get out of town, and I'll run around a bit. Because, to me, I think that... let's see here. Do I fight stuff? Do I do side quests? What should I do first? Let's try to find moonbucks. I'm just going to head east, because they told me east of the capital. Yay. Now let's head east of the capital and figure out where the hell stuff is. By the way, this bugger over here, that's an enemy. Let's fight him, because why not? What you do is you can walk into them. You can also do a back attack by pressing square on the world map. And now you're in battle. Now, the first thing I would like to point out is the quip that the Vice President of the world said. You know, that guy in the bottom left-hand corner? He's supposed to be the main character, and he, like, basically finds other people to fight for him. So, let's see here. Actually, you know what? I better explain this first. You can see on the left side of the screen the blue upwards arrows and the red downwards arrows in the top left-hand corner. Okay, so this blue upwards, red downwards, neutral. What those do is those adjust energy. You can see under each character's name, you have, under Mom, it's 2 energy bubbles, Car Salesman 3, Photographer 3. Those are basically, when you have the red down arrow, this means that you have certain skills that consume energy. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of the changing dialog box, it shows you how much energy is consumed. Okay, so you pick an attack. In this case, because this is one of the blue up arrows, this will generate energy. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, this generates 1 energy and inflicts defense down. Everyone has their own different set of skills, one at the end of the round, one other ally for each hit taken. Let's just... initial offer, and point and shoot. So let's just hit them repeatedly. Now you notice that the Vice President of the world also does make little quips throughout the battle. Like, for example, how'd that feel, what a pushover, and so forth and so on. Those at first feel kind of interesting, and then later on, they're just a pain in the fucking ass. Like, actually, they are a pain in the ass, because you're basically trying to go through all this stuff. Like, I want to start my turn, and then he makes a quip. And then, again, you have to do this battle, and then you have to do the next battle, and the battle after that, and the battle after that, etc., etc. Other than that, let's see. Stores always 1 attack this round. Gains attack up. Let's not do that. Okay. You also have your run button down here. Chance to flee increases with the amount of time you spend in battle. And then there's this. Now, it's a little bit hard to select this with the pad, and there's also full touch functionality here, by the way. There's that tiny yellow button in the bottom left-hand corner. Restart the battle and regroup. I'm going to do that because I picked the wrong units. Basically, you can swap out your battles at the start of every single fight. Swap out your units at the start of every single fight. Let's pick units who are better designed for this fight.
Don't forget to protect me.
Let's try this all over again. Flotation, water safety, on hydro attack all enemies. Let's burn fuel. There we go.
Don't worry, I help.
Okay, I'll just continue fighting for a bit. Now, one other thing I would like to point out is resist and weak. So basically, resist... Okay, so you know how skills normally generate energy. In this case, if weak, strong, whatever. Do I have anything that's weak or strong? Basically, if it's strong against an opponent, it will generate 1 energy. If it's weak against an opponent, it will drain 1 energy. So for energy draining skills, this means that a weak attack, that a elemental weakness attack will just be energy neutral. But using that against fuck, this is annoying to explain. It's basically a way that it increases or decreases energy more. Fuck this. I'm just gonna finish this battle.
I help.
I'm a little bit over level and I don't know where to find more bosses, so let's just beat the snot out of this
Well done,
hay
team.
hog and move on with our day. Also, they will drop some items, some equipment, etc. Also, yeah, there are cars throughout the world, but you can't actually pick up and use them. For this guy, you had to keep going back to the talent menu in order to repeatedly use his skill. This is a parking lot, isn't it? Oh well, I'll try running this way. Pick up this shit.
Capitalism at its finest.
Who the hell are you? Oh, the sushi chef. Yeah, I had to go back to the shop. So I went the wrong way. Go me. One of the things about this game too is that it actually has a lot more content than it initially seems like. Like the world is actually fairly large, but the thing is that you actually have a tendency to get lost. Like for example, when I was doing the pilot's recruitment quest, what happened is that for the first one, it dumps you in the middle of the desert and you need to figure a way back out. I got really lost and had no idea where I was going. And so what ended up happening was I just got so lost that I ended up like running around in circles in the middle of enemies that would murder the shit out of me, which was really annoying. I don't know, I'm really not doing a good job of explaining this game, am I? Like, I know that. Like, initially that's why I wanted to delay it. And I was like, no, I really have no idea what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I think, to me, it does capture the feel of an old-style RPG, you know? And with all the quipping that's going on, it does do a lot of stereotypes. I mean, going back to all the citizens that you recruit, they're all, like, stereotypical crap, like incredibly burly woman, your mother, there's a computer programmer that hits people and the damage is displayed in binary and hexadecimal. Like, there's interesting stuff there. It's a whole bunch of different things that are parodies and like, caricatures of other things. But, like, there's all of that, but, like, the overall plot itself is, like, I am snarky and stuff, and, like, crap.
How'd they sneak up on us?
Like, it's like, oh, I am snarky for some reason. I was like, wait, whatever.
I help.
Like the core plot itself is kind of dull. The characters are interesting, but, like, I don't know.
I help.
Like, I don't know. I mean, the characters themselves are interesting. It's just that the characters themselves are interesting, but the way that they're used is really boring to me, honestly. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Okay, more events. Why not?
Hey, man, who invited the sellout?
That suit screams fat cat, man. And that hair screams corporate stooge.
Stooge? This suit and hair tested very well among voters.
A politician? Far out. You're totally, like, way worse than I imagined.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Break his arms, then go eat a bunch of food made from soy? Sounds good.
Yep, that's basically, like, all of this sort of quipping and making fun of all sorts of random shit going on in this game. But another thing I'd like to point out is that battles happen way too often. I'm not just talking about events like this. I'm talking about when I was caught in the middle of the desert. I was constantly dodging around, not just because they were going to murder me, but also because I just don't want to go through 50 fucking battles in a fucking road just to move from point A to point B. Like, whatever. No, let's just beat the shit out of these guys and move on. Burn fuel dump.
I'm
You got this. You like that, huh?
There we go. That's nice and quick.
Never doubted you for a
the
second.
sky's the limit.
Oh, one other thing is that when they level up, certain characters will give additional stat boosts if you have them there. There is also the yoga teacher who can reallocate your stats if you so desire, but her unlock requirement is so it's a pain in the ass because, oops, I accidentally recruited too many people. Guess what? More grinding. Fuck that. But anyways, whatever. So you have the stat distribution as well.
Whoa, my head's all fuzzy.
What happened?
I'm confused. Aren't hippies about peace and love and hugging plants?
That about sums it up. I don't know what got into us, man. Everyone's been so hostile lately.
The whole world's getting that way, man.
You know, man, I think you're right. We've been attacked by every plant and animal we've come across. This is totally not groovy, man.
No one knows what's causing it, man. Maybe one of the smarter ones knows something?
There are smart hippies?
Hey, man, I don't like your vibe.
Yeah, you're totally not being cool, man.
And they fight you again? Really?
Don't forget to protect me.
Oh. Now they're spooky hippies. Awesome. Yay, spooky hippies. Recoil damage, why not? Burn fuel, dump all enemies.
I help.
There we go.
Now I can save more lives.
Let's quickly punch the crap out of them.
I'm much too old for this.
Let me see, weak against. Do I have any? Nope, I don't have anything that attribute. Oh well. And then long haul to regenerate all our energy and pray to God that she doesn't take 3 fucking turns to do so.
No fair.
Scold, chest bump.
Should have done a bit.
Ooh! Ouch!
And finish off this bugger.
Another victory for the VP.
Donut pieces. Oh yeah, there's also another guy who can craft.
For the price of one. It must be unhappy hour. Nonsense. Pretty sure they were just affected by whatever's going on here. And now we'll go avenge them by solving this mystery.
And so forth and so on. You know, it's just sort of like stereotyping. Ah, crap. Oh, that was another side quest for the sushi chef. You actually had to get sushi and then retrieve it quickly. Don't hit me! Ah, god damn it! And there's another hippie. So now I had to fight him because I just walked past the other one. Fuck this. This is my big complaint about the game. It's just like I don't want to have to go through 50 fucking thousand fights just to be able to get to the end of the next thing. Like seriously, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I'm back.
It's just if I stay in this place now, then the next guy behind me will start trying to rush at me. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh, there's also this weird looking thing. Anyways, like this is basically how the game goes. It's a whole bunch of parodies and shit. And to be honest, would I recommend this game? Kind of. I mean, there aren't too many other games on the market like this, and I apparently did have a good Kickstarter. I've also heard that people are getting crashing issues. I've had none. I've heard that PS4 and PC versions have had frame drops. I've had a little bit of screen tearing in some locations, but it's not really screen tearing so much as, I don't know if you can really see it, but like doodads in the environment would just like sort of not move with the camera, and instead it would like, how should I say it? It sort of went like this repeatedly, and then it just went down the, like, it was basically like watching the map go like this, basically, the entire time as you move in one direction. It was a little bit annoying, but I didn't really see it happen again after I rebooted the game, which was weird. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I sort of recommend the game, even though I know that I'm the sort of person who really can't look past the flaws of just the combat getting in the way of fucking everything, versus the sort of lighthearted quippiness about making fun of everything, which to me seems like the big draw, and a lot of reviewers out there seem to believe that as well. But it's just like, I don't find that to be enough of a draw to overcome the idea that everything else is just a pain in the fucking ass to slog through. I mean, I'm okay with getting lost in the desert and having to find my way back, but I'm okay with doing these little side quests to unlock certain characters and stuff. And I'm okay with like needing to find the bodybuilder so I can get past a certain point in the story, but it's just like, they managed to get the little things so annoyingly wrong. Like, even this menu, like, it's so hard to tell where your cursor is sometimes. Like Like, when you first open up the menu and you just see this, you can't really tell that the cursor's on mom. So what I ended up doing was I just ended up using the front touch, which is very convenient, by the way, unless your fingers are very large. Like, it's very nice to have this compared to PC. Well, no, PC does have mouse and keyboard, but it's better than PS4 in my opinion because you can just quickly get around. Like, bam. Like going this is so much faster than trying to use your cursor or anything like that. But it's just like, I don't know. I mean, these last few minutes have just been an incoherent rant because I can't really make my mind up about this game. I've tried to, and it's just TLDR. It's sort of in an old style, and everything old comes along with it, basically. And it tries to make up for that by being quirky. If that's the sort of game you want, then that's the game for you. But if not, you're basically buying a very old style game with a new coat of paint. My name has been VSin. Thanks for watching, I guess.